See next concept, converted life cycle, converted solid life cycle. GSP converted into solid, no, that solid life cycle. Life cycle methods. First one, GSP init. Second one, underscore GSP service. Third one, GSP destroy. GSP init underscore GSP service GSP destroy. 1 minute wait. Now say converted solid lifecycle methods JSP init underscore JSP service JSP destroy. Say JSP init underscore JSP service JSP destroy. Note JSP init. It is called by web container whenever first request. It is called by web container whenever first request it is called by web container whenever first request comes to a JSP. It is called by web container whenever first request comes to a JSP. Say Say JSP elements you studied. How many categories of elements? How many categories of elements? 3 categories. What are those? Scripting elements, directives, actions. Say, if you want to write a code in service method, which element we use? If you want to write a code in service method, which element we use? Give me answer. If you want to write a code in service method, which element will write? Scriptlet. We use scriptlet. Okay. Scriptlet you use. If you want to write a code outside the service method, you're selecting one answer. That's it. You're not thinking. If you want to write a code inside the service method, scriptlet. If you want to write a code outside the service method, declaration. Inside the out.print method, expression. Like that you studied. If you want to write a code inside the init method, I didn't give element. Okay. If you want to write a code init method, because init method not overridden by container. Init method also we have to write. See, this init method is not overridden. You can see converted servlet code. See this PC, C drive, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 10, web apps, root. Here, suppose example demo.jsp. This is one welcome program we written. This program converted into a servlet that is placed in work folder. These already notes I given. See org Apache JSP here demo_JSP. Here you observe. Here this is non-lifecycle method. Say this method name what is there? Including underscore JSP init. It is underscore JSP destroy. It is underscore JSP service. But lifecycle methods what I given here? JSP init underscore JSP service JSP destroy. But this is not overridden. This is not overridden. This method is present. Okay. This method is present. You observe. Say underscore JSP service is there. But JSP init JSP destroy first method, third method not there. This method and this method we have to override. This method is not there in the converted servlet. It is another method. This method name is underscore JSP init. Say underscore. But here for the first this one only underscore. For this one no underscore. This one no underscore. This method also we have to override. This method also we have to override. This method overridden by container. This method not overridden. This method not overridden. So JSP engine while converting, it will override. But this is not overridden. This is not overridden. Method names are different. You observe. It is JSP init. But this method name is underscore JSP init. So it is non-lifecycle method. It is non-lifecycle method. It is lifecycle method. So one lifecycle method overridden. These two lifecycle methods not overridden. Okay. Now, so converted servlet lifecycle methods are these 3 methods. This method is called by web container whenever first request comes to a JSP. This method not overridden by container. We have to override. Okay. See, note on. This method belongs to Jakarta.servlet.jsp page interface. Jakarta.servlet.jsp page interface. This method belongs to Jakarta.servlet.jsp page interface. This method can be overridden by programmer. This method can be overridden by programmer in a JSP. This method can be overridden by programmer in a JSP. This method can be overridden by programmer in JSP. Is it over? So if you want to override this method, first this method we have to write. This method, if you want to override, which element required? Think yourself. Now actually, if you want to write a code inside the service method, which element will use? Which element? See, again, multiple answers coming, you observe. If you want to write a code inside the service method, which element required? Which one? Scriptlet required. Okay, that is already completed. Now, if you want to write a code outside the service method, declaration. Now, this method also not there. Now, if you want to write a code init method, first init method you have to write. Okay, if you want to write a code inside the init method, then init method we have to override. But init method, if you want to override, which element required? Init method we have to override. Init method inside a service will write, outside a service will write. Then which element required? Declaration required. Like that you have to think, it is nothing. Okay, we have to write the code. Actually, if you want to write a code init method, init method is not there. First init method you have to override. Init method outside a service will write, inside a service will write. Then which element required? Declaration. So example, how to override? Say public void JSP init. Okay, 1 minute. This method complete. This signature also I'll show you. Say jakarta.soulet.jsp page. This interface you observe. In this interface, jakarta.soulet.jsp page interface. In this interface you observe. See methods. JSP init method, JSP destroy method. Okay. Say JSP init method. This is a method. Okay, void JSP init. This method we have to override. It is an interface. So by default, public abstract. So this method we have to override. Now JSP init method, JSP destroy method. See public void JSP init. Now you have to write a code. Say example, this is this method can be overridden by programmer in a JSP. So like this you have to write. Declaration you have to write. This method you have to override. Okay. By mistake, if you write scriptlet, is it valid or not valid? Listen the class, end of the session, I'll clarify your doubt. First, listen the class. Now, this method, if by mistake, if I write in scriptlet, is it valid or not valid? Say almost this weekend, it is going to complete. Batch is going to complete. But still you are not giving answers. This by mistake, in the place of declaration, if I write scriptlet, is it valid or not valid? Why not valid? Why it is not valid? If you write this one inside a service, it goes. So a method in a method not possible. Core is also not possible, no? That's what not possible. Method in a method is not possible. So if you write instead of declaration, if you write scriptlet, it is error. Okay, it is not valid. Now If you write in a declaration, it comes outside the service. Outside the service method, it is method overridden. Okay. See, it is called by web container whenever first request comes to a JSP. This method belongs to jakarta.solid.jsp.jsp page interface. This method can be overridden by programmer in a JSP. Okay, it is example. Now second one, underscore JSP service. Next, write it. Underscore JSP service. It is called by web container for every request. It is called by web container for every request. It is called by web container for every request. This method belongs to jakarta.solid.jsp.hdp JSP page interface. This method belongs to jakarta.solid.jsp.hdp JSP page interface. This method belongs to jakarta.solid.jsp.hdp JSP page interface. Now, this method we cannot override because already overridden. Okay. This method cannot be overridden because this method already overridden by JSP engine. It is called by web container for every request. This method belongs to jakarta.solid.jsp.hdp JSP page interface. This method cannot be overridden because this method already overridden by JSP engine. Okay, while converting, it is already overridden. Cannot be overridden by programmer because this method already overridden by JSP engine. So we should not override. But to write a code inside the service method, which element required? Scriptlet. So to write a code in the above method, to write a code in the above method, use scriptlet. To write a code in the above method, use scriptlet. Example. It is called by web container for every request. So this method already overridden. This method already overridden. Okay, it is already overridden. That's what we should not override. If you want to write a code inside this method, use scriptlet. That's it. Say 3 lifecycle methods are there. This one, this one, this one. This method already it's present, but this method not present. We have to write. Okay. Now, third method, JSP destroy. It is called by web container. It is called by web container whenever converted servlet instance is removed from web container. It is called by web container whenever converted servlet instance is removed from web container. It is called by web container whenever converted servlet instance is removed from web container. Converted servlet instance is removed whenever web application is undeployed or server shuts down. Converted servlet instance is removed from web container, removed whenever web application is undeployed or server shuts down. This method belongs to jakarta.servlet.jsp.jsp page interface. This method belongs to jakarta.servlet.jsp.jsp page interface. Can we override this method? Yes or no? Yes, you can override. Which element required to override? Which element? Declaration only. It should be outside the service only. So this method can be overridden by programmer. This method can be overridden by programmer in a JSP. Example, public void JSP destroy. Public void JSP destroy. So this method, if you want to override, again declaration only required, because it should be outside the service. It should be outside the service. See, see, if you want to retrieve the data from database, first of all, connection establishment code required. Connection establishment code in which method we have to write? Init method or service method or destroy method? Init method. Task code where we have to write? Service method. Connection close where we have to write? Destroy method. Like that we have to write. Then init required, service required, destroy required. Okay. Now one program will see how to retrieve data from database. Okay. For this, actually here Servlet API also we can access, JSP API also we can access. So actually here, what is inherited you observe in this class, converted Servlet. See, what they written you see, public final class demo underscore JSP extends org.apache.jasper.runtime.http JSP base class inherited. This class is derived from JSP as well as Servlet. See the hierarchy. So here Solid interface, you already studied solid interface inherited in one class. Which class? Solid interface inherited in which class? Generic solid. Generic solid. Generic solid class inherited in which class? HTTP solid. HTTP solid. Generic solid inherited in HTTP solid. Okay. Like this only. This solid interface inherited in one class, one interface, another interface. That interface name is HTTP JSP base page. JSP page. This JSP page inherited in HTTP JSP page. HTTP JSP page. This is inherited in HTTP JSP base. So one more class. Now, HTTP solid inherited here. HTTP JSP page also inherited here. Okay. Now, you observe solid, generic solid, HTTP solid. Like this already you studied. Solid inherited in HTTP JSP page. JSP page inherited in HTTP JSP page. These two inherited in HTTP JSP base. This is inherited in our solid, our JSP, our converted solid. So it is inherited in our solid, like converted solid. Suppose demo underscore JSP. Suppose if you write a program, say this is which inheritance? This is which type of inheritance? Just identification I'm asking. Multi-level, multiple, hierarchical. Core Java completed. Advanced also is going to end. This is a position. No one is giving answer. Total, how many types of inheritance is there? Advanced Java batch is going to end. What is that? Multipath inheritance. From solid to HTTP JSP base, via this is one path. Via this is one more path. Multipath inheritance. We can call it as hybrid inheritance also. Multipath inheritance, we can call it as hybrid inheritance also. Those who given multipath is right answer. Those who given hybrid is right answer. Right, this one. Interface. It is also interface. It is abstract class. It is abstract class. It is abstract class. It's our class. So it's a normal class, concrete class like. So Solid is an interface, JSP page is an interface, HTTP JSP page is an interface. These two classes, generic solid, HTTP solid, and it is also class. So multi-path inheritance, hybrid inheritance possible with interfaces. With classes not possible. So here interfaces are there. That's not possible. So this is our program. See, in our program, Solid library we can access, JSP library we can access. So Solid library also we can access, JSP library also we can access. Both we can access. Is it over? See, Solid, generic solid, HTTP solid, HTTP JSP base. This is inherited in our class. So Solid API comes like this, JSP API comes like this. Both we can access here. Oh, is it over? Oh, see. Now, here, see, public final class demo underscore JSP extends org.apache.jasper.runtime.hdp JSP base. In this class, one lifecycle method overridden. That is service. Remaining, we have to override. Say, if you want to write a code, now, if you want to write a code, you observe. Now, converted solid, we have tried. Now, SQL plus already table data I'll open. Say, suppose select star from student. This data total 9 records are there. This data I want to display through JSP. This data I want to display through JSP. Say, if you want to display this data, first connection establishment you have tried. After that task you have tried, connection close you have tried. Connection establishment code, where we have tried? Init method. Okay. Now, suppose in the JSP program, JSP project explorer, JSP project, say new JSP file. Suppose connect.jsp. I'm writing. Now here you observe. I'll remove these all. Complete I removed. Now I want, first of all, we have to establish the connection to a database. For establishing connection, the code we have to write inside the init. Init not overridden. We have to override. What we have to write? Declaration. Okay, it is declaration. In this declaration, first init method. JSP init. Okay. This method, you have to write the code. Now, for establishing connection, what we have to write? Class.forName. Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. Next, connection con equal to driver manager dot get connection. So how many parameters? 3 parameters. First one is JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at localhost 1521 colon XE. Next, system. Next, manager. Okay. Now it will throw exception. So to handle exceptions, what do you write? Try and catch blocks. Try and catch. Exception E. Okay. Now system.error.println E. Now this connection driver manager in which package? Which package? Connection interface driver manager class in which package? IO package. See what you are giving answers, you observe. JDBC you studied, no? Which package? Java.SQL package. We have to import. For importing, which element required? Anyhow, you are not giving answers. Myself, I'll write. Page import java.sql.star. This is importing. Okay. This connection reference. Now, is it instance variable or class variable or local variable? This is instance variable or class variable or local variable? What is? Say all selecting. It is local variable. Inside a method is there. Now, this one can be accessed in service method. That's what we have to write outside here. Connection con. Okay. Now here only con. Instance variables, how many ways to access? Is it valid? How it is valid? Implicitly this keyword is there. Valid. Okay. Now we have to retrieve this data from database. Okay. For retrieving data from database, which query will write? This query will write. If you want to write this query, now this static query, dynamic query, PLSQL program. Static. Which elementary, which interface required? Static queries? Statement interface. So statement interface required. So here that code we are writing the service method. Service method nothing but scriptlet. First statement required. Statement STMT equal to connection reference dot create statement. Now after getting statement reference, now next we have to write query. For this, that is select query. Select query DDL or DML or DQL. For DQL, which method you have to call? Execute or execute update or execute query? Execute query. Execute query return type is result set. So result set RS equal to STMT dot execute query. Now here select star from student. Okay. Now after getting result, if you want to print this data, result set metadata also you can use. If you don't want metadata, directly you can print. If you want to print without metadata, you can print. Now first cursor will be before whenever result set is generated. Where is the cursor? Before first record. Now next record is there or not? If you want to check, I will check. I will check. Next method. While rs dot next. Now you can display here. Now if For this one, print writer required. For print writer, sorry, JSP writer is there. JSP writer reference is out. Out dot println. Here out dot println rs dot get int roll number. Okay, rs dot get int roll number. Out dot println rs dot get string name of the student. Next, out dot println rs dot get int marks. That is we can display. Now this is statement writing query displaying records. After this, connection close. Where we are write destroy method. Destroy method purpose declaration. Public void JSP destroy. The here try catch blocks also ourselves we are tried. There it will be handled. Connection dot close. Catch system dot err dot println e. Now this is JSP program. Now if I run this program, you observe, right click, run on server, save. So here which element required and what we are write, where we are write, that is little bit confusion will be there in JSP. Now here JSP connect dot JSP. It will be connected to database, it will retrieve the data. But this data, if you want to display in table format, what we will do? HTML you have to apply. It is all displayed in one line, you observe. All displayed in one line. If you want to display in table format, you have to write HTML code. HTML code we have to write. How to write HTML code already studied. Say first HTML open, body open, BG color, suppose yellow, text color, suppose blue or green, something will write. Now it is starting HTML open, HTML close. It is body, it is HTML. Okay. Now here table tag we have to write. Okay, table tag also will start here only. Table something border equal to 20 pixels. Okay, this table close also I'll write before body. Now this is like a one row. It is like a one row. That's what I'll do is here only I'll write. Anyhow here out dot println we written. That's what you can write like this. Otherwise expression you can write. Instead of this one, if you want expression also you can use. Otherwise you can write like this. TR open, TD open. It is plus. After this again plus, TD close. TD close. Okay. Same style again here TD open. Say here TD open plus here plus TD close. Again here marks place. TD close. TD open. TD close as well as TR close. Like this you can write. Otherwise you can remove out dot println. You can close the scriptlet. You can write expression. You can display. Like that also valid. Now right click, run on server. Something connect.jsp. See table format printed. Okay. But you observe it is almost a solid type only we written. See again normal Java code type only appears, no? So here additionally These percentile symbols are additional, but maximum core Java JDBC style only appears, no? But it has taken 41 lines. This is a new style. Just in a 5 lines we can write this complete code. Just like a HTML we can write. That is JSTL. So after this we'll learn JSPEL, JSTL. If you write, this total program appears like a HTML. Now it is just same like a core Java, same like a JDBC, same like a solid. It is appearing. Only this part is HTML. Like complete program, it appears like a HTML. That type also possible. It is old style, later new style introduced with JSTL. That is also I'll explain. First write this one. So in this program, I used all init method, destroy method, service method. Okay. Now write this program. So it is same like a JDBC solid type only appearing. New style is there. This total program just in 5 lines we can write. So if you want to connect to a JDBC database, you have to write the JDBC code in JSP like this. It is the old style. New style also I'll show you. But new style has some limitations. That is the reason this is also you have to learn. Not over. So JSP program we connected to database. See the lifecycle method JSP init underscore JSP service and JSP destroy. Three methods I used in this program. Three methods I used in this program. Okay. Now, first request comes. First request comes. What? How many methods called? Whenever first request comes, how many methods called? Two methods. What are those? So JSP init called. With this connection established. After that, service method called. Okay. With this, it will return the data from database. When second request comes, only service method called. It will return the data from database. Third request comes, service. Fourth request comes, service. Fifth request comes, service. Now last request comes. Last request also service only. Okay. This application is undeployed or server shuts down. Then JSP destroy. Then your connection closed. Okay. Now you observe, if you want to write a code in scriptlet, if you want to write a code in service method, you have to use scriptlet. If you want to write a code in service method, scriptlet. If you want to write a code outside the service method, declaration. Now it is init method ourselves we overridden. For that, I used declaration. Destroy method ourselves we overridden. So destroy method. Okay. Up to here, JSP elements completed. See, you studied how many scripting elements you studied? 4. Next, directives 3. Next, actions 9. See, year 3, year 4. See, these 4 scripting elements you studied. Directives, one directive not completed. That is, how many directives are there? 3. What are those? Page directive, include directive, tag lib directive. Tag lib directive not completed. 9 actions over. Tag lib directive, next concept only comes. So next tomorrow topic, EL. Okay, tomorrow JSPL. After that, JSTL. After JSTL, MVC. After that, reflection API. These 4 concepts left. They are small concepts only. Okay. Tomorrow JSPEL. Tomorrow JSPL will finish. Only one class, this one. Okay. JSTL, it will take 2 classes. 1, 2, 3. And this will take 1 class. This will take 1 class. 2 classes. Total 5 classes required. Okay. We'll see continuation tomorrow.